Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chord Dave. We're live, so that means it's Chord Dave Live. Welcome to our 119th episode of doing stuff on Saturdays. I hope you're well. Wherever you are, let's talk about guitars and music and all kinds of things for the crack. Sure, why not? It is 10 p.m. Irish time on a Saturday, so the first thing we do is say, Sláinte, cheers to your health, whatever's going on, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But yeah, Sláinte to you, my friend. Yes, very good. Continuing the German adventure, we are on Warsteiner. It's quite nice. So, yeah, that's tonight's beer. Just because some of you always want to know. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and say hello to us. You have to be subscribed to use the chat. And yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts on all things. All things. So let's dig into the chat today. See how everyone is. I am missing some of the chat because, um, the thing, YouTube, likes to mess with me. And there's just, I think it's because I put the poll in, it just like left from there. So whatever was on the page when I popped the poll in, which you can answer yourself there just in case you haven't seen it yet. The poll for tonight is which is cooler. Let me just make sure all the options are showing up. Which is cooler, Telecasters or Les Pauls? You have obviously got a choice of Tellies or Les Pauls, or some of you will choose SGs. I didn't want to leave SGs out because some of you were incorrect last week, and chose the Flying V. So, so you have three options this week: Tellys, Les Pauls, or SGs. Which is cooler? But really, it's just between the Telecaster and the Les Paul. And what does cooler mean? Which one do you think is cooler? That's all. Anyways, great to see you all. Thanks so much for joining me. I know Scott Bogfoot was on the chat first. I'm 90% sure he was, because he always is. And Rob was there, and who's the other fella? T, I think, as well. But great to see you guys. I see Butterfly Effect is in there as well. Great to see you, sir. Hope all's good with you. Rob F, I see, and James Severin says, hello, Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Great to see you, James. Hope all's good with you, sir. James says Rob F says just watched a Gilmore video, David Gilmore video. The Piper's Call released yesterday. He plays a number of guitars, but the solo on a Gibson P90 Les Paul was simply awesome. That's very cool. I haven't seen that, so yeah, definitely something to check out tomorrow. On the Sunday says lazy rainy day here in Maryland. Only useful thing I've done all day is play the Mustang. Well, hey, that's all good. That's all good. Yeah, nothing to beat that really. Just sitting around jamming, playing some guitar. Nothing wrong with that. Rob F says hello, Chord Dave. Hope your day is going well. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Got to see the fam. Got to have some food. So that's all I really ask for. It was pretty good. Ryan Byrne is here. Hope you're doing well, Ryan. Great to see you in the chat with us. T is here. I knew that. Says hello all. You see, we've got Scott Bogfoot, of course, is here. We've got, let me see. Scott says, I'm slack because I'm putting together my new coffee table. I think the screwdriver game gave me a blister half the size of my palm. There you go. That's coffee tables are the devil's work. Then there you know. Um, Rob says, bummer, Scott. I gave myself a burn on my left ring finger, making my daughter tea. Blister burst, and now bar chords are very painful. Man, that is a rough one. Yeah, blisters on fingers. That's not so much fun when you play guitar. Todd Moore is here. Great to see you, Todd. Hope you are doing well. I know you mentioned it in the earlier in a moment, you say. So yeah, just in case anyone hasn't seen it, Todd said, I'll be mostly in the sidelines this week. Had a stroke last Saturday, just hours after the chat, thanks to the V winning, I think. So you see, you guys, polls have consequences. And another one Tuesday, so have only have use of my left hand. Todd, we are all support you. We all hope you're doing all right, man. It's a very rough thing, but you'll be fine. You just got to stay positive, and I know you're doing that. So stick with it, brother. Hope you do. Hope each day gets better for you, but stick with it. You will have all of our support, of course, and we'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers as we do anyone who needs such things. So if you're a prairie person or a thoughty person, keep Todd in your thoughts and prayers, please. Yeah, and get well soon, Todd. Hope your recovery goes well, my friend. Richard Clark says, Tellys or LPs cooler? Man, that's tough. No wonder it's tied. Les Paul's currently winning 58%. Maybe that's because some people have chosen SGs to be funny. Maybe they just know that's the correct answer when I put up a poll. Who knows? Formerly known as T says, I pulled a muscle in my side when I was learning bar chords. They're always painful. Um, I mean, they're not too bad. Come on, guys. It's not like it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But yeah, learning them is pretty tough initially. Scott says I answered incorrectly. I said tellies because I rather play them. I actually think LPs are cooler. Well, there you go. The question is which is cooler, Scott, not which do you play more. So there you go. As a owner of of a couple of Telecaster models, but not of any Les Paul models, I'd probably choose Les Paul from those options, to be honest. Lots of good wishes for Todd, which is nice to see. Todd says, sucks that oh, sorry, Todd, the YouTube did its thing as I was reading your comment and dumped a whole load in on top of me. So let me see, we're going to get back to that one. There we go. There we go. Sucks that I now have to learn to play once again. Once my right hand is better. Dave is now ahead of me. Sir, I'll help you with the 3 chords, no problem. We will see what we could do. But yeah, definitely take it easy, man. And listen, we'll all be here for you, cheering you on. So hopefully, you'll do well and have a speedy recovery. That's what we want to hear. So yeah, but take it easy, man. Take it easy. It's life's way of telling you to slow down a little bit. That's a tough one for sure, though. Says thanks, that's a real bitch, but I'm trying to stay positive. Good stuff, man. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Todd says, Dave, thank you for commenting on my stroke post. It means a lot. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Glad to do it. Glad to let you know that we're thinking of you. Let me see. Ryan says, I had to learn to play again after hospital stay too. It comes back fast after a couple of weeks when muscle memory starts to come back. It may be different for a stroke, but keep at it. Indeed, keep at it, sir. Yes, looks. Get the enjoyment out of it. It could be something to focus on, which really helps in recovery for things. So yeah, definitely keep your focus on all the things that you will enjoy. Buglips is here. Great to see you, Buglips. Always good to have you in the chat with us. Todd says, general thank you to everyone. Lefty typing sucks. So not much more to say. We're glad to have you with us, Todd. It's always nice to have you here. So thank you so much. And we're glad you were able to let us know. And hey, typing lefty is better than not being able to type at all. So you're doing well. And keep it up, sir. Let me see, where else have we got in the chat. I got a delay pedal. It has changed my life, says Booklips. I see all these little discoveries will change your life. Yes, delay pedals are kind of fun to play with. He says owning one that he hasn't plugged in a while. Anyways, they're fun to play with though. I enjoy the delay, of course. Ryan says, I'd say it would, Booklips. You were already slow. That's that's exactly what I expected from Ryan. It's good stuff. Anyways, where are we now? Delays and reverb are fun. I was a silly boy and went over 2 years after I started playing to get my first time-based effect. I can't even tell you how long it was before I got my first effects pedal. Actually, no, I had an effects pedal. The first one I had was a fuzz face knockoff that my local guitar store sold, and it was awful. I think I used it twice and then just let it sit on a shelf for 10 years. So that was not a good first pedal experience. Um, yeah, it didn't work. I think that was the problem. I think it was just a faulty unit. There you go. So, good stuff. Formerly known as T says, watching the footy, Chelsea were down 2-0. They just equalized 10 minutes to go. Man, is that how long ago that was? Let's see. They probably lost because they're absolutely terrible, which just makes me happy, considering the team I support are absolutely terrible. It's 2-2 against Villa. It's not a bad result, T. It's not a bad result for you guys, but Yeah, you're still awful. Uh, Ryan says I found an old TC Flashback 1 delay looper in one of my dad's old cases. Works pretty good. I may get a spring reverb at some point. Very cool, Ryan. Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a good match. Sounds like an existing match. Who are you? An exciting match. Who are you rooting for, T? And he says blue is the color, which means Chelsea. Chelsea, who I believe was it this midweek, lost 5-0 to a team with the word arse in their name. So that's all you need to know about that. Rob says I have the flashback mini going into the Keeley reverb on my wet amp. And to T says it's always good to know good when your team comes back. They're not coming back for another 10 years. They're so far behind everyone. Rob, they're so far behind. They're not even getting into Europe next year. I don't for the second year in a row, and that is funny. Um, but anyways, we do love T. Just Chelsea are funny though. Buglips says just catching up, which is different than slow. Uh, there you go. Um, Scott says my life has enough delays in it. Not sure I need it in pedal form. I like that. I like that. That's a good way. That should be a T-shirt, for one of those pedal shows on YouTube. Formerly known as T says they got hammered 5-0 by Arsenal on Tuesday night. They need to be coming back. Found out this week Samsung stopped updating my phone last April. Do I need a new phone? This is because I've worked for Apple, obviously working on iPhones and stuff, and I've worked in tech for a bit. My answer to that question really is only if it stops doing what you need it to do. Um, you get to a point where certain apps won't work on your phone, but usually that's 5 to 6 years after your, well, I can only speak on Apple's devices, usually 5 to 6 years after your device stops getting updates, unless there's a big security one. So yeah, you're usually pretty good. But if it's not doing something you want it to do, get a new one. I'm currently rocking an iPhone 12, which is I got a huge discount on it. I don't get huge discounts on iPhone anymore, so probably just hold on to that for another few years, see how it goes. Um, but yeah, not to get into tech and stuff, but if my advice is hang on to it unless it stops tuning your guitar properly. Guitar tuner app. Rob says turn up the frequency knob on your delay setting and you should be just fine. And Ryan says, I tried a crazy pedal today. It was called the Shredster or something, similar to a delay, but it would repeat a note fast and up to 16 times. You could sound like EVH with a few notes. Wow. That's interesting. That's interesting indeed. I haven't heard of that, but again, I don't dive into pedals too often, but that sounds cool. Ryan, thanks for letting us know about that one. Formerly known as T says, checked heating oil very low. Should I get oil or hope weather will improve or oil might go down in price? Man, same thing. I'm like hoping we hold out until like September or whatever, because it's just like to get it now, the weather's going to turn and be really good. So I would hold out until after. I mean, it's May next week. It can't be turning the heating on in May, right? Maybe we'll see. Rob says, I remember seeing one of those on YouTube somewhere, perhaps a pedal show. It was interesting, but not really me. For the Shredster or whatever it's called. Eric Ludinger's here, says, hey all, good to see Eric. Hope all's good with you. Ryan says, yeah, Rob, it was fun at first. I got sick of it like pancakes. Wait, you got sick of pancakes? Let's dive into this a bit more. That's an interesting comment. Rob says, T, have run out of oil multiple times before we got gaslight on our street. Recommend getting more now. It sucks not having any heat. Uh, and T says, I think you're right, Rob. Yeah, I've run out of oil before, and it is a pain in the arse. Usually the next day it's back and get filled up. But yeah, and then restarting the boiler and everything's a pain in the arse. But yeah, we shouldn't need to buy oil in April. This is, this is part of the problem. I'm not going to give you my opinions on climate change or anything like that. Because I know that's one of those things that divides people, and I don't want to be divisive on YouTube. I have my feelings, and that's it. But I remember in my childhood, pretty much it was summer once April rolled around, and now it's still cold when April rolls around. Although down here in Wexford, people are defiantly walking around in t-shirts and shorts, even though it's not warm enough for that. So yeah, and for some reason we're still the palest people in the entire world. Like we're practically transparent. It's ridiculous. Anyways, Rob says Ryan agree. Pancakes are a breakfast dessert food, not a proper meal. Well, I think we've just divided the internet again. Having said I don't want us to divide the internet, that's going to do it. I know. Oh well. Rob says to T, we had an oil fired pool heater, I guess, who got to carry buckets of heating oil across the yard when we ran out. Yes, that would be a fun activity for sure. Ryan Bird says in Canada, pancakes are most definitely a meal. There you go. They would be a nice breakfast meal or any kind of meal. It's all good. It's all good. Scott reminds you if you're new here, you have to subscribe before you can chat. You got to wait 1 minute after your subscription, and then you can chat in the best chat on YouTube, which is this one right here, apparently. You can also, if you just want to give me shit because you don't like something I said, you can do the same thing. Click the subscribe button and talk to us because otherwise you can't. So it's kind of like if you want to give me shit, you got to be a subscriber, which kind of helps me out. So thanks for helping me out. And we're also talking about breakfast foods right now, so I'm going to get hungry. I know it. Rob says I have to have my eggs and bacon first, then I finish off the feast with a pancake or two. If I eat pancakes first, I'm done. Says Richard Clark. Or is that Richard Clark? Yeah. Richard Clark says I have pancakes or French toast for a night snack instead of ice cream at times. I shouldn't substitute ice cream ever. Just have the ice cream. That's my tip for you. But yeah, you guys are making me hungry now. Lovely. I got a political ad as an intro to Dave, says Rob. My name's Chord Dave. I did not endorse political ads on my YouTube channel. I apologize for that happening. It's not a good sign. But I think we're getting to that now, right? You guys in the US are going to have elections and stuff soon. So yeah, that's probably going to be wild over the summer. But hey, hopefully not too many will appear on my channel. I mean, it all comes down to your targeting. So whoever's targeting you will show you your ads. I get no say in who gets to advertise on my channel, sadly. So unless it's sponsors, and if you are a sponsor or you want to sponsor the channel, just feel free to reach out to me. Hit the email in the link below or at the very bottom of all the descriptions. My rates are quite reasonable. I'm just trying to fund a Lamborghini for myself. I'm not. They look very uncomfortable, so I don't want one. Formerly known as T says the bearded one is near. Hey T, I'm here. So it is beer time. Let's launch it to you, my friend. Yeah. Rob F says French toast is good any time of day, though I heard it the other day. It's not made in France. Rob, that is true. Uh, you know what's weird is every time I think of French toast or someone mentions French toast, not just do I get hungry, but it makes me think of my times in Asia because everywhere I've gone in Asia, French toast is a big thing on the menus for breakfast times. So that's what you're making me think. You're making me think of trips to Asia and food. So I'm getting hungry. Anyway, Al Adolfson is here. Great to see you, Al. Hope all is good with you, my friend. So it's Ben Allmark. Says, hey, Dave. Hey, all. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing well, Ben. Great to have you with us. Al says, what about French fries? Rob, love French fries. I think they call them in France. Dennis Ellis is here. Says, hey, there you go, Dave. Hello, everybody. Hope you are doing good. Hope you're doing good. Dennis, great to have you with us. Glenn Bailey is here, which is great. Love you being in the chat with us, Glenn Bailey. Hopefully just one of you. That's all I'm saying. Eric Luger says premium is worth the $12.99 a month to me just to avoid ads as for YouTube. Yeah. A lot of people, I think we've had not a debate as such, but a strong discussion about whether YouTube premium is worth it. I don't have YouTube Premium. I have a lot of other streaming services, and I know some of you are going to suggest the ones that I do not have, the grown up ones, shall we say? Because I don't think I can say anything else. I don't have any of those. I do have like Netflix and Amazon and what's the other thing? Apple TV, and too many of them. Disney. It's the other one. Um, yeah, which I'm watching Shogun on Disney at the minute. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there's a lot of it's just too many. It's too many things. So YouTube should give you a free YouTube Premium subscription once you have a YouTube channel. That's what I believe. But they don't. There's no perks to being on YouTube. Very few. If you're not like on 10 billion subscribers, as far as I'm aware. We don't get healthcare or anything. Thankfully, I have it from my crappy job, a day job. Glenn Bailey says, "Good evening, Dr. Evil Wrench," which is his friend Scott, and says, "What's cooler, potato or potato?" Glenn, I know this is a good way to mention it. Our Facebook group is in the comment section below there, the description box. You can check it out. And there was a discussion today about a picture, was it or was it not taken with a potato? Um, and Glenn wanted to know what's the difference between potato and potato. Uh, and the difference is I come from Ireland, so I know more about potatoes. It's just how it is. So yeah. But we have fun over there. People post pictures of your guitars and different things they're working on and all that sort of stuff. So if you want to be part of that, head over to Facebook and click the link in the description to do so. You join the group and it's a lot of fun. Also, if you don't have Facebook, that's fine. It is a cesspool of terribleness. So I agree with you on that. I haven't been on Facebook in a while. So I only go in the odd time. It was my birthday the other day, and a lot of people were sending me happy birthdays. So I went in just to check that, and I hate to say this, but very few of them were good looking. So very few. It's like you hit 40 and they just stop saying happy birthday. Also would help if I was on Facebook more often, probably. But there you go. And I didn't say none. I didn't say none. Just very few. Rob F says, "Al, have you ever tried mayonnaise on pommes frites? Not really my thing. It's one of the greatest things in the world, Rob. What are you talking about? That's how you eat chips, in my opinion. It's very European, like very continental European thing. Have your French fries, your mayonnaise, we plopped on it if you're in like Amsterdam or somewhere, Belgium somewhere, and you get some chips. There you go. It's very nice. It takes a little bit of getting used to, I think, but I've been eating them like that since I was a kid. So, anyways, Solange, my friend, says tea. So I guess we're back on the beer. Good man. Yeah, great to see you, T. So I guess that means I'm about 20, 25 minutes behind. Nice. It's not too bad. Usually it's worse. Just in case, just a reminder, because we are still shifting into our new show running thing. 90 minutes is the show now, so we're going to finish up in about an hour's time from right now. So when I'm saying this now, in an hour's time, we'll be just wrapping up the show. So if you want to say something in particular, make sure you do put at Chord Dave on it so that I'll see it, just in case I do need to skip chats at some point. And if you want to see, if you want me to read it out, I will try and, of course, read out everything as I do, but I don't always get there. Andrew Collins is here. Great to see you. Andrew says, "Have you seen the new Tonex pedal?" I saw something about it today, but again, not super up on pedals. So I saw it and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting," and it didn't click with me what it was. And then I saw something else later today, and I was like, "Oh, I should have read up on that because someone's going to mention it." So, but yeah, it looks cool, man. I'll have to dig into it a little bit more and find out what's going on with it. But no, I'm still for an update for you guys. I'm still waiting on the "Is it real or is it not real" guitar from Thoman. Their update on Tuesday was, "We might have this guitar for you next week. We will see what we do." So Tuesday, is it Tuesday the 30th? Yeah, Tuesday the 30th, they are going to let me know whether or not the guitar came in. I still can't find any information about this guitar, so I don't know if it's coming in or not. We'll find out Tuesday, I guess. I was hoping to have it this week, like maybe by Thursday or Friday, and then make a video about it. But there was no video this week because of that. I was also going to do some. I was going to go somewhere this week, and then I just decided not to. So there's also going to be a video, but it wasn't. So we'll see. I do have a video, by the way, definitely coming out this week, and I know I've mentioned this before. I need to slow. I think I'm talking really fast. Just trying to slow down. I did a video a few weeks ago now with Mike from Upstairs to the Right Music. Just a little chat. We spent about half an hour or so talking about guitars and all kinds of things. What got us into YouTube, what got us into guitars, all those kind of things. It's the Chord Dave podcast episode too, because of course Steve Cassidy guitar was the first guest because he's awesome. So that was cool, and I just haven't got time to put it together yet. I'm hoping to get it done this week. Hopefully Tuesday or Wednesday you'll get to see it, and another actual regular scheduled content this week as well. It's been a couple of weeks now. Should go out again Tuesday or Wednesday. Severe Band is here. Great to see you. My friend says, "Hey Dave, good to see you." Richard Clark says, "Cooler means the most like me." Indeed, Richard is the coolest. So I would agree with that. Les Paul's winning 51%, by the way. So if you think the other option is better, click the Tellys or SGs. I know Eric Udinger, I'd rather spend streaming allowance on Patreon and anime, says Rob F. There you go. There you go. Not a bad option. A lot of YouTubers have cool Patreons. I don't have a cool one, but I do have one. You can click the link in the description if you're so inclined, or you can join the membership for the channel. And then your videos usually get uploaded 24 hours early, and there will be other perks along the way. On Patreon, there's actually a lot of, I say a lot, there's a good bit of exclusive content that's only on Patreon. So if you want to sign up, if you want more Chord Dave in your life, that's where you'll find it. And you can get a free trial, I think, so you should check it out. Yeah, just if you check it out and you don't want to hold on to it, just cancel within the week. I think it's a week's free trial. But what you do is, right, sign up, watch a couple of videos, cancel your subscription, and I think you still get the rest of the week free. So you end up not paying for it then, and you get enough time to watch all the free content. Then you come back and you watch it all again when you pay for it. So it's all good, man. It's all good. Just watch all the content. Rob F says, Al, mayo on fries is a Belgian thing, and not sure how popular it is in France. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, that is true. Belgium and Holland are side by side. They're very friendly countries. I think they're friendly. But they share a lot of customs, and that would be one of the things that they share. I've been to both of those places and enjoyed pomfret with mayonnaise there. But it was introduced to that here at a young age too. So just by family who had traveled and stuff. Where are we now? Just a load of things just popped in on top of me. Did I read Dave Fox said cheers? Good to see you, Dave. Hope all's good with you, friend. Yeah, sorry, I think I missed you going through first time. Sorry about that. What have we got? Marcia says, "Hey all, how you doing?" Good to see you, Marcia. Hope all is good. And let me see. LPs are cooler, tellies are better. Hot take. That is an interesting way to put it, Ryan. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all. I think tellies are very cool, and Les Pauls a little bit cooler maybe, so who knows. Eric number one. What's this weirdo channel I just jumped into? It's just about it's just about like weirdos talking to each other about guitars and things. Don't worry about it, it's all good. Billy Fields is here. Great to see you, Billy. It says, "Good evening everyone, great question for guitar." Thank you, Billy. Hope you have voted for your choice. Wayne McConnell says, "Hi you bunch of freaks." Hey Wayne, good to see you. Let me see. Glenn says, "Praying for a speedy recovery, Todd." Indeed. If anyone just joining us, Todd suffered a stroke last week, shortly after the live stream, and then again during the week. So we're keeping him in our thoughts and prayers for a speedy recovery. Todd's been here literally since the very first live stream, literally since the first test of live stream. The first person to drop in and say hey in the chat was Todd. So he's been with us for 120 episodes now, and because he was at the test one that I don't count. So yeah, he's been here from the very beginning. He's an OG. So we wish him well. Please do keep him in your thoughts. Al Adelson says, even though I have a telly, Les Pauls are cooler. If tellies were more cool, wouldn't Slash or Bonamassa play those more often? Uh, I think it's the one it's the Fender that's most comparable to Les Paul. I think they are, like, if you're a telly player, you probably will get on well with a Les Paul and vice versa. Um, like Bonamassa likes a lot. I think Gibson might be paying him more lately, so he's more heavy on the Gibsons. But I think he likes a telly very much. Slash, I think, yeah, that would be a thing. I'd love to see Slash rocking a telly just for a couple of tunes. But yeah, he tends to stick on the Gibson side as well, mostly. Like 95% of his shows and stuff. So either way, I think it'd be fun to see him playing a telly on stage or on a video or something. You never know. Blues album coming out soon. It'll be fun. Uh, Number one says, I'm not sure if Les Paul is the coolest as much as I generally like single cuts. All right. So yeah, we have an interesting take there. Yeah, I mean, single cuts are cool, but I mean, I don't own a Les Paul right now. I am shopping for one, maybe in the near future, but um, like, that is on the list for something to pick up this year. But uh, is it the coolest single cut? I don't know. One of the, like I mentioned, that there's exclusive content on Patreon. One of them is talking about how I want to pick up a Les Paul. And I think that video went out last year, but it was like, in the next year I want to buy a Les Paul. But which do I buy? There's so many choices. And going through all the different options that I would consider. And honestly, when I made that video, I was like, oh, you know what? Probably like a Les Paul special. That'd do. But yeah, lately I'm just not feeling the Les Paul special. But PRS makes some great single cuts that are very enticing. Those newer McCarthy ones are great. Things like that. And you've got other great brands out there. Eastman doing good things. Harley Benton, of course. Got to send some love to Harley Benton, even though Toman are kind of being dicks lately with me by not telling me when my flipping guitar is coming. And someone like Prestige Guitars from Vancouver, those are a cool guitar company also. Make very nice looking guitars. So yeah, there's a lot of choices in single cuts, but just for the sake of it, let's throw in Les Pauls. Should actually go like a Les Paul alternative video at some point. That'd be an interesting one. Marcia says, pretty sick here. I saw my nieces and nephews, but I caught whatever they are sick with while with me, of course. Had tons of fun though. Totally worth what I may end up going to hospital. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. It's not worth getting sick and going to hospital to spend time with kids. I'm just gonna have to say that. Let me see. We got the young Muddy H2O with a super chat says, let me just get that out of the way so I can read the thing. Last week's cool winner should have been in this poll with the Les Paul and Telly, not the devil horned monstrosity. Thus, this poll is invalid. X, carry on. The poll is not invalid. Last week's voting is invalid because somebody, and I'm not going to say who, but somebody voted 7 times. So if you really want to look back on last week's poll, just know I know who voted for what. So if you want me to bring out the results, it wasn't an anonymous poll, guys. We got it. So, but thank you, sir, for your super chat. You are super kind and one of the people who was in this stream, and we love you. Marcia says, if I drop out suddenly, it's not because I'm sick or sleepy. It's because Dave bored me. Just to be clear, what? That's just, I mean, again, I was actually going to make you a moderator this week, but now I'm not. So thanks, Marcia. Say best wishes to Todd. We love you. Let us know if we could do anything. Indeed. Number 1 says yikes, and I think the feeling is reverberating around the chat room there. Yeah, for sure. Glenn says, Marcia, don't overdo it. We understand. I struggle to stay awake. I also mean stay healthy. Oh man, you guys are just, I don't know what's going on. Number 1 says, I got my first pedal in 1983-ish Ross distortion pedal. Distortion pedals are a lot of fun. I enjoy playing with them sometimes. Marcia says, hit the like, only 13 likes and 36 people at the moment. Oh wait, now 15 likes. All right, let's see how many we got. 24 likes out of 35 viewers. So yeah, we could definitely up those numbers for the likes if you don't mind. That'd be super cool. Let's see. Billy Field says, great and nice talking to everyone here. Hopefully everyone is having a great time together. That's nice of you to say, Billy. Yeah, thank you so much. Hope you were having a nice time. Glenn says, I played an LTD 201 satin black one pickup telly style yesterday. I'm in love. And they make it in white too. I know Dave loves those non-colors. I'm happy that everyone who wants a black or a white guitar can get them. I am also happy when people buy blue guitars or red ones or yellow ones or orange ones or green ones or any of the many colors that you can get. You know, fun looking things. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But there you go. But I know at some point in life I will change my mind and I will buy either a black or a white guitar and you guys will savage me. I know that will happen. I can see it happening now. But like making a video, here's my new guitar, and the comment section will be like, but Dave, you said, and like there's like 1,000 different things. And you will be right. You will be right. But still, I reserve the right to change my mind on things. Marcia says, is Eric is clearly smart. I always say smack or like, smack the like, or I'll smack you. There you go. There you go. I'm just not gonna. T says they got a third, but disqualified for a push. That's yeah. That's you shouldn't have pushed them. They shouldn't have pushed them. Yeah. Rob F says, thanks, Billy Fields. Glad you are here. Indeed. Vincent Doyle is here, but his message is retracted. So glad to have you with us, Vincent. Hope you're well, sir. Number one says, Marcia, clearly smart, has never been used to describe me before. Thanks. I mean, that's one of the things that we could definitely say about you, number one, for sure. DMAC is here. Great to see you, sir. Says, hey, everyone. Hey, DMAC. We should all just in unison shout back, hey DMAC. Richard Clark says, so let me introduce to you the one and only Billy Fields. Sergeant Peppers. I mean, he should shield himself from that comment, I'm sure. But hey, it's all good. I like how you picked up on that so quickly. Well done. Glenn Bailey says, what's everyone's opinion on the new Tone X modeling pedal for 179 US dollaroos? I don't have an opinion yet, but I'm sure Muddy will tell me what my opinion is at some point later today. Mar says, well, clearly nobody ever understood the meaning of smart to number one. Oh, there you go. So some compliments flying back and forth. Rob says, Booglips, if you play an open E chord in a pub, does that count as a bar chord? Yeah, it should do, right? What have we got? A second super chat from Muddy H2O. It says, a picture of the guitar Dave ordered is waiting for is shown between these arrows. Hey, sir, that is not an accurate representation of the guitar. It is a real guitar, maybe. They tell me it's a real guitar. Thank you for your kindness and your super chats. If there was like 400 more of you on the channel every week, then YouTube would be my job. But we don't have 400 of you, unfortunately. We just have the one. And I guess that's enough. So thank you for being cool. Anyways, rolling on. I really want to tell you guys what the guitar is, but I also don't want to specifically say it because it'll be a cool video, hopefully. Hopefully. But if they don't have it on Tuesday, I'm just going to give up and buy a Les Paul. Let me see. Richard Clark says, I tried a crazy pedal today called the brake pedal. I don't care much for all that slowing down stuff. Richard, I hear you. That's one of the worst things, having to go slow. Not hit other people on the road. That's it's definitely not my favorite. Al says, Glenn, everyone I view on YouTube likes the site with Tone X for the price. Sounds good. Very cool, Al. Very cool. Only dipsticks run out of oil. There you go, Marcia. Did somebody comment that? I didn't see it, but that is a smart comment, indeed. Scott says, guess what year my cell phone is from? I'm going to say 2008 just to be wild. Uh, so, DMAC says, I'd like to try the new Tone X. I tried a big pedal and didn't get it. I watched Pete Horn bit on a small pedal and it seemed more intuitive. Very good. I haven't seen that video yet of the new one, so I'll just trust your opinion. It seems good. Rob F says, I'm not a modeler person, but I think the new Tone X Mini is pretty cool. Cute cousin says, happy birthday, you sexy bearded geezer. Well, thank you, Glenn. That is mighty wild of you to say. Thank you so much. Eric number one says, I too want to be cool. Add that to being clearly smart. Number one, you are cool. Thank you so much for the super chat. That is awesome of you, and much appreciated. So thank you, sir. And definitely getting a space on the cool wall, which is a Guitarista's reference. Kushman NYC is here. Great to see you, sir. Says, hey Dave, I twisted one up and I have an ice cold rolling rock all set. Well, sir. Sláinte, hope it all goes well in all the directions. But yeah, it's great to see you, man. And cheers to you. Al says, John Cordy likes the Tone X and he pretty much uses modelers. Scott Bogfoot says, hey, Cushman, good stuff. Al Tone X is from IK Multimedia. And let me see, what else have we got? I don't look when it comes to the whole Tone X thing, give it a week and see what people are saying then. I feel like all of the ones that are have dropped now are sponsored content. Or provided stuff. So, you know, they're probably all good, but and they look interesting. It looks like the very short amount of time I spent looking into it before the show, they look interesting. I'd like to check one out a little bit more, but I always like to think that when something releases and you see like the 50,000 YouTube videos, give it a week and wait until there's like a new video on it then and see what you think of what people are saying. Because generally at that point you get more unbiased, even from the same people. I have seen some people change their opinion in that week because, hey, this is not a sponsored video anymore. Or they're not going to watch my content because they're only watching the one that I made about their product last week. I've seen that happen with a few creators and it's interesting. And not calling anyone out, but you know, it does happen. And I think even if you're free to say whatever you want about a product, you still have that you don't want to burn the bridge kind of feeling if someone sends you something cool for free. So yeah, I would just hold judgment until you either play with it yourself or have like a week or so goes by. I would say that with a lot of things, and even if you see me doing it, don't trust me for about a week. Let's just be honest. Glenn says, Rob F, I'm not a modeling guy either, but it looks interesting and been a rainy day in Virginia today too. And there you go. Yeah, rainy days are good sales days on the internet. Marcia says, DMAC, do you think the smaller pedal is more intuitive than the big one? I would have thought the opposite. Problem is, at that price point, it's missing a lot of capabilities other amp pedals have. Interesting. And Rob says, it was supposed to be warm and sunny today. What happened? Yeah, great question. Troll McBlack Guitars says, who put SG and cool in the same sentence? I think I know who you are. I have an idea. I know who that person is in real life. So hey, SGs are the coolest, man. I think that's just my opinion on it. I love SGs. They're great. Anyways, you can model pedals by themselves. That's a huge miss, says Marcia. And Ryan says, I have French toast usually in the middle of the night. It's easy AF to make. Still making me hungry, man. T says, I'm with Samsung. I have the S10e, great little phone, but the new S24 is offering 7 years of updates. I decided to order a new keypad for my laptop. Windows 10 machine is around 10 years old. It's the way to do it, man. Keep it till it breaks or doesn't do what you need it to do anymore. That's this tends to be what I do. Of course, I worked for Apple for like 5 years, so I had huge discounts. So I think the discount was like 27% plus You wouldn't pay tax until after the 27%, and that added like a huge, a better discount to, like, basically if you had like a €500 discount, you would end up actually taking 800 off the price of the whatever it was. So it was really cool. Whenever they drop new products, we'd get them for like 400, $500, um, if we were allowed to buy them on day one, which would only happen for like MacBooks or iPads and stuff. But yeah, so one thing I miss from working at Apple is if you want to buy Apple products, you get super cool discounts. Um, but yeah, that's gone now. There's no discounts. There is a connected product that my company gives us, but it's like, but we get two in our lifetime. Whereas at Apple, you got like a new batch of discounts every year. You got family and friends discounts as well to give out to your friends and family. But I don't work for Apple no more, so and I don't recommend working for them. They were not. It was not. It was pretty toxic by the time I left, so I just don't recommend it. Um, but anyways, yeah. So when my heavily discounted products all die at some point in the future, it will break my heart to have to pay money for new ones, like full price. What craziness! Glenn says, "I know it's supposed to be like 90 on Monday. Um, I, I, I just don't. That doesn't make any sense to me. Um, I don't think it's ever been 90 here. I don't know. I don't know the conversion rate though, but it's definitely too high. I love French toast, Ryan. Can you come deliver to New York City at 3 a.m.? Don't do that. Don't do that. Ryan says I would, but your border patrol doesn't want me there. Why, Ryan? What did you do? Actually, don't tell us. It's fine. Uh, Rainy weekend followed by beautiful weather for the work week, says Rob. Isn't it always the way, sir? And Glenn says, my wife and I are off today. She made French toast with Texas bread and bacon. Uh, what's Texas bread? I've never. I'll have to Google that. So it better not be something rude. Uh, Barry says, I always wondered why French toast was not made with a French baguette. Doesn't it need French bread? Uh, I mean, these are all questions for my cookery channel. Um, Three Pot Dave, which a lot of people mix up and think that's a different type of channel, but no, Three Pots, cooking everything you need. Uh, Eventually, I'll have other channels, and they will not be guitar related. So maybe that's one I'll do. DMAX says, Marshall, could get my head around the mini features more, get lost in the menus and the bigger pedal. When I tried it and I couldn't get it to sound good, I like the Boss IR2 much better. Ryan says, no, any bread works. French bread is nicest though. It's soft and dense. Fantastic. Maybe I should go to France for one of our episodes, or just get some French toast. Sounds like a thing. Um, who when Chris from Coburg was on the channel, I miss Chris from Coburg. Chris from Coburg, if you're watching this, you should come back to the chat, man. We miss you. But he would always tell us what he was cooking during the show, and I was constantly hungry when he was here, man. Anyway, Marcia says, honestly, our best bread to use is a big Jewish challah loaf, sliced up, soaks all that egg up just right. Always cooks just right. Um, Interesting. Didn't know this is where our chat would go tonight, but I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm just gonna be hungry at the end of the show. Number one says YouTube Premium is awesome, no ads. Plus, the music player damn near replaces Spotify, almost. Hey, if it could replace Spotify, that'd be cool. But yeah, as you say, you're always going to come back to Spotify. I've tried to, even when I worked for Apple and we got Apple Music came out, they didn't give that to us for free, but you could sign up to like a free trial and extend it and stuff. You weren't supposed to, but people do. And it wasn't as good. I didn't like it as much. So there you go. But maybe it's just I'm stuck in my ways with the old Spotify's. Um, and I do pay for Spotify Premium. It's just can't listen to their fucking terrible ads. Like all of their ads are terrible. So that's why I pay for it. Marcia says, I know, but most people don't make it with French baguette, Ryan. Very unfrench. People are going to search French toast YouTube and come up with this part of the chat and be like, what the hell is going on? Al Allison says, I subscribe to YouTube Premium. Ads annoy the hell out of me. Cancelled regular and cable TV. Yeah, I cancelled them both, Al, as well. I'm pretty much on the streaming bandwagon. But yeah, YouTube still has ads. But how much longer? I don't know, because it does annoy me. Formerly known as T says, La Big Mac, Pulp Fiction was or is a great movie. It is a great movie. Um, I haven't watched it in a long time, but it definitely is in like the top 20 movies of all time, I think. It's a long list of movies. Maybe yeah, it's probably higher than that. Ryan says, I'll try it. My GF is Jewish and insists on driving an hour to pick up Montreal style bagels. That sounds unnecessary. But what do I know? I don't I don't know what Montreal style bagels are like. I should find out. DMAX says the best sounding pedal I've used lately is Blackstar Amped 2, but it's basically an amp in pedal form. Sounded great, easy to use. Sounds very cool indeed. Richard Clark says, if the Irish know so much about potatoes, why did they run out for a decade? Interestingly, and not to alienate anybody, because the British. Uh, also, we learned a lot about the potato at that time, um, and ever since we haven't run out of potatoes or had a famine or nothing. So yeah, we're going strong on the old potatoes at the minute, and long may it continue. But long story short, the British came. The British were like, do not give the Irish people the food from their land, ship it back to England, um, and give it to the British people. And yeah, that was it. Or give it to the British people who were in Ireland. And that's what happened. And they took whatever they wanted. And then eventually we fought back and now we're a free republic. So there you go. So, I mean, that's the briefest version of Irish history you will ever hear. But yeah, that's why we ran out of potatoes. The British took them all, essentially, all the good ones. Yeah, and everything else that they could. But anyways, let's not get into a whole historical debate about Irish history because I mean, it causes troubles if you're not aware. So anyway, Rob says, Richard, that was a lovely laugh you gave me. Hey, don't be laughing at my peoples. Uh, no, I get it. It is pretty funny. Does anyone use a rat pedal? My friend swears by it. Might see if he'll loan it to me. Uh, Colin from Guitar Aces uses one quite regularly on his channel, which is always good. You should subscribe to that. Marcia says, Ryan, you mean New York bagels made in Montreal? I'm not getting into the bagel argument. Marcia, my cousin who moved to LA made people bring her bagels from New York. When they came to visit, she got married and was homesick. My mom mailed bagels from H&H. Um, never. I mean, bagels are fine. I never got the whole why it's a big thing though. They're fine, whatever. What's the big thing? Um, I don't know. Although when my uncle moved to Texas in the 90s, anytime anyone would come visit him, he would give them like a shopping list, and it included stuff like sausages, tea bags, biscuits, things like that. Like basically grocery shopping for like crazy amounts of like packets of sausages and stuff like that. And I thought that was the funniest thing that we were packing in our bag for a 10-hour flight to Houston. But there you go. Or was it a 12-hour flight? It was a long flight. Mar says, it seems we are talking more about food than guitars. We are hilarious. Very little guitar talk tonight. I don't. This is the free form, the free roaming nature of our chat. It can go anywhere, literally anywhere, on a Saturday evening, and it often does, which I'm fine with. Ryan says, that's awesome. My aunt mails me Twix bars from Ireland because they were my favorite as a kid. I don't have the heart to tell her we have them in Canada too. Well, I hope she doesn't watch the show, Ryan. She would be devastated to know. Well, I'm sure maybe they're better from Ireland. I don't know, but should definitely look into it. Let me just check a couple of things are still running here in the background like they should be. That's not ready to go yet. All right. That's the wrong page. Let me see. Yes. All right, sweet. We are good. We're good. Yeah, Twix bars are on my list of favorites too. By the way, sir, it's a good choice. Um, Dennis Ellis says the potato is the all-around number one vegetable, as it should be. Um, I'm shocked at the finish of the KHV's neck. Kirk Hammett V. It will tear the skin off your hand. Jesus, that's that's probably not good, Scott. I would return that and get it fixed. Perhaps, but yeah, Scott, you did post that in our Facebook group. I'm pretty sure. So, again, another reason to join our Facebook group. The link is in the description below, and you can talk to all the cool people and check out their guitars, find their addresses, and go take them. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Glenn says, I used to have imaginary girlfriend. I guess when you get to Dave's age, you get imaginary guitars. Hey, you wish you had imaginary guitars, okay? Uh, we all do, right? Air guitars and stuff. This one's cost me money so far, though, so I don't know what's going on. Benny says, evening, everyone. I'm finally caught up. Todd, I'm so sorry to hear what happened. Hang in there. We're here for you, absolutely. I'm sure I can speak for the regulars here on that 3 Chord Dave. You can indeed, Benny. Yeah, it's everyone is supporting and behind Todd in his recovery and wishing him all the best. Thanks for popping that in there, Benny. Appreciate you, sir. Thanks so much for joining us again. Always great to have you with us. Mar says Glenn clearly knows a good bagel when he eats one. H&H will deliver anywhere. Will they? Will they really? Let's find out. I don't know who H&H are, so you're gonna have to tell me more than just H&H. Oh crap, where is all the comments gone? Am I that far behind? What? Oh, I think we are. Oh shit. All right, let's try and speed through some of the things. Um, let me see. If you guys are talking to each other, I'm just going to leave that for now because I think I'm a half an hour away from the end of the show and way behind. Todd Moore says, my French toast, secret ingredient, pinch of nutmeg. That'll do it, Todd. That'll make them pretty nice for sure. Al says, I'm curious for you, all of you who are gigging regularly, what guitar do you play? Yeah, that's a great question, huh? Let me see. I like to mix sugar and cinnamon in a shaker, sprinkle it on buttered toast, and it's great, says Ryan. Yeah, we're back to making Dave hungry again. Uh, indeed. Number one says John 5 is the best telly rep alive. Um, I mean, most likely he is, yeah. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, there's probably lots of folks, but yeah, John 5 would be up there for sure. Uh, Scott says, I wish Fender would do a small Starcaster like a 339 or Casino Coupe size. Um, yeah, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they will at some point. Um, maybe they don't want a cease and desist letter from Gibson. Who knows? Uh, Dave Fox says, I have a real SG, but only a pretend Les Paul and Telly. I feel more at home with the Telly, but the SG looks cool. SGs are cool, man. And yeah, I get you. I get you. That's pretty sweet though. Real SGs are the bomb. This is my 2 cents. So far, Les Pauls are winning on the what do you call it? Um, Poll. So Les Paul's 52, Telly's 34, and SG's 14%. I am going to combine the Telly and SG score, by the way, just for the sake of it. YouTube's telling me that there's something wrong, so let me see if I can fix that. Viewers will experience buffering. That's weird. Let me see. It should be all right. Let's see if we can just get it back. Anyways, yeah, let's keep going. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. It should get back to normal soon because the connection is fine. So, YouTube just messing with me from time to time. Let me see. All right, let's try and skip past the French toast things because it's making me hungry. John 5 is probably the top guitarist right now, says Ryan. And now the crew just need 3 other musicians. that is quite an astute comment, sir. And yeah, Richard Clark says, I sit in with people sporadically, mostly using LP Studio Platinum. Oh, those are cool, man. Or an LE Corona Telly. I have been trying to work in newer Gibson Special lately. Very cool, sir. The Studio Platinums are a model that I really, really have liked for a long time. They're very cool. I know there's just a cool vibe off them. Uh, Todd says, "Muddy, you're gonna give me another stroke, dude. Don't no, Todd. It's fine. He's just don't just ignore him. We both know who the real winner was last week, and it was the SG. Scott says 7 times is slightly impressive. Glenn is very impressive in all the ways. Number one says Ryan, it makes me sad, but John Five contaminated himself with crew, but I'm sure the money is good. Can't blame him. There'll be some horror stories after these tours. Oh God, yeah, definitely. Rob F says, Dave, how's your wrist? Are you playing more? Thanks, Rob. Yeah, cool of you to ask. Perfectly fine. Honestly, I don't know why doctors are so crap, but they are. I've never trusted doctors in my life, and I kind of feel that way a lot more. So yeah, it turned out pretty much the best thing was a little bit of exercising the wrists, up to my vitamin C intake and other vitamins. Started taking like some daily supplements and stuff, and a vitamin C drink every morning, and my wrists just became fine. Once again after a couple of weeks, so I've been playing more and more, and pretty much play every day now. Yeah, so I'm back to pretty much very rare I miss a day practicing here there throughout the day, and then at the end of the day when I'm wrapping up the day and going to bed, I will play for a little bit as well. So yeah, all good, man. And honestly, there was a time last year when I thought I'm gonna have to give up guitar playing because my doctor was telling me, just for those of you who are newish and don't know this story, they told me that I had carpal tunnel in both wrists and it was getting bad and I was going to have operations and I wouldn't be able to grip things and stuff like that very soon. And like they scared the shit out of me. But in the end, and this was like last summer, it was the end of last summer. Um, in the end, I was like, well, I'm going to try everything. Some of you guys recommended things that I tried out, but the thing that worked the most was vitamin C and daily supplements for, I think, 40 plus supplement. I don't know if that was the one or whether it's the vitamin C, but perfectly fine now. So yeah, play a lot now. I'm still not any better, but but I enjoy myself. That's all that matters, right? But thanks, Rob. I appreciate you asking that. Very nice of you to be concerned. Glenn says, those extra votes didn't sway the outcome. We were still within the margin of error. Oh, this is not like your Democratic or your Republican primaries. So your 7 votes was massively influential. In fact, the vote was actually won by like less than 3 votes. So 2 votes basically. So yes, I'm on to you. Also, several people contacted me and said, "Hey, I voted for Flying Bees by mistake." So just in terms of the views or the results of the poll, and to make sure that Todd is perfectly safe, the SG won last week by default. So there we go. Scott says, do people care about old black screw boss pedals? Old black screw boss pedals more so than other versions? I definitely do not know um, the answer to that. Advos here says Neural is 50% off store wide at the minute. Oh, thank you, sir, for letting us know of the. You always let us know the good deals. Thank you for that. If anyone's interested, that's pretty sweet. Glenn says that one is sweet looking guitar is a light blue finish. Is that light blue finish? Which one? Oh, I get you. It's not. It's not a light blue finish actually. It's not a Pelham blue or any color that I have of any guitar at the minute, right? Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. Just realized that. If they don't have the guitar, Dave will make a video about the guitar he did not buy. It's a great idea, Marcia. I have considered making a video about the guitar just in general, just to explain the difference between what everyone confuses it with. Because everyone confuses it with something else. Which is understandable, but also very, very wrong. So, but yes, I'm really hoping that they will fix it. Let me see. All right, YouTube saying everything's back to normal, so that's good. Scott says, me and my buddy showed up to a party we weren't invited to. There was a band. They went on a break. We played their instruments and without asking. It was a drunken mess. Yeah, don't touch another man's guitar without asking, sir. I'm sure it was fun. Al with the very, very true statement. Hope you videoed it and it's coming up on your channel. That is awesome. So no, I wish it was horrible. We were booed off stage with violence. It's rare that you would get booed off stage with violence. That is impressive, sir. So good job. Um, Ryan says, I still have no idea what the Tonex does. Yeah, you and me both at the minute, sir. Must have been 2002-ish, says Scott. I was at Dooley's Pool Hall. There you go. The history of Dooley's Pool Hall has been enriched by you, sir. Let's launch it to you. Greg McFadden was here, says, cheers, Dave and the gang. Got about 10 minutes before I got to leave for the gig. Awesome to catch live chat. Thanks, Greg. You're probably gone at this stage, but glad to have you with us. Thank you so much for dropping in. Al says, tube lovers, mod haters will roast the Tonex. Ryan says, I called out Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum about changing his opinion on a pedal he reviewed after the company sponsored him. Pretty sure he dreams of murdering me now. Yeah, us YouTubers don't like when we're called out on things. I like that. Or other things, but yeah, it's true. And listen, I get it because, you know, a lot of the bigger company or guitar people in the space, they'll just be like, hey, yeah, I'll accept the thing. And then when it comes in, then they like make their mind up about whether to feature it or not. So yeah, they don't want to burn those bridges where they get lots of free stuff. And sometimes they get free stuff they don't have to talk about. It's just like, hey, thought you'd like this thing. Which is nice of them. But once you're in that kind of market, you're in that circle, you're in that group, it can be quite lucrative. So I can understand why they don't want to piss anyone off. Yeah, so it's understandable. But I definitely will always say, like, just give them a week. Unless it's like a shop. Like an Andertons are always going to say everything is awesome. They're never going to say anything is terrible. But the individuals from those videos may, on their own channels and stuff, give you more honest opinions a little while later. Um, but it's also very rare for anybody to review something and say it's terrible. It's quite rare because they don't want to piss people off who could end up sending them money or sponsoring their channels. That's also something to think about. But then again, it's you shouldn't be doing that. You should be honest at all times. But yeah, I get you, Ryan. I get you. It's all good. Al says, Greg, when gigging, what guitars do you play? Greg says, went to Guitar Center, got an exclusive Epi Les Paul Custom P90 for a killer deal. The current sale minus the price of the hard case they couldn't find. Killer Les Paul. Awesome, man. That sounds great. Yeah, glad you got a cool deal. The case on those is cool though, so hopefully they took a good chunk off for you, which sounds like you did. Benny says, break a leg, Greg. Just try not to break a finger in the process. Indeed. Atvo says, Dave, will you ever review acoustic guitars? Will I ever review acoustic guitars? Great question. If I ever buy an acoustic guitar, I'll make a video about it. And I probably will at some point in the future, maybe in the next year or so, because I wanna play a little bit more. I do have an acoustic guitar, as I've mentioned many times. It's over there right now, behind the camera. It hasn't had its strings changed in, Jesus Christ, I don't know, 10 years. Uh, it hasn't been played in that time, maybe 6 years, um, since it's had a string change. So yeah, it's definitely not neglected, the most neglected guitar of my collection. But I haven't ever moved it on. So sooner or later, I will probably pick up something else, acoustic wise, and I'll make videos about it then. But no current plans to be the acoustic guy because I don't know enough about acoustic guitars. And yes, I must throw this in. I don't know enough about electric guitars either, but still I get away with it somehow. So I don't know why. I think it's the beard. Nella's here. Great to see you, sir. Says, hey, all happy Saturday. Missed most of the show. Had to replace my internet modem. Someone I work with got fired for that very thing this week because we're all remote workers. And I can't say anything else. But let's just say that happened about 16 times in the last month. So it's like, oh, I had to replace my router. It's like, didn't you do that already? So, anyways, Muddy says to number one, you will always be cooler and smarter than me, sir. Thanks for donating to the Chord Dave toupee fund. Um, honestly, if I wanted a toupee, I would not have shaved the old noggin. But maybe in the future, I could get, or I could go and get one of those hair transplants in Turkey. Yeah, that'd work. Just no. I'd rather buy a hat, to be honest. That'll do. Uh, Ryan says Texas bread is just thick white bread. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of white bread. That's fine. Um, Texas bread is bat big ass toast. All right, number one, nice. Muddy says, Ryan, did Ryan just call me Texas bread? He did. I heard him. Texas bread is bread that's about 2 inches thick. All right, sweet. How have I never heard of this before? Um, anyways, Richard Clark says, border, United States, that's the best joke ever on Chord Dave. Hey, man, I've had lots of good jokes. I think it's only in the top 10. Um, anyways, number one says, Muddy, thanks, man. I'm always in support of putting hair on it, whatever it is. I, I'm going to move on from that comment. Ryan says, I did. Cool. That's the new name, white bread. Yes, let's just all call Muddy white bread from now on. Sweet. Everyone's getting a nickname that I have to try and remember. I'll run out when I've remembered like six. I'll run out of them completely. Like memory space. I mean, um, let me see. Greg says, to Al, always one of my Gibson hummingbirds and variants of Gibson, either an Epi 335, 355, or Les Paul's, humming, humbuckers or P90s, Fender Masterbuilt Jazzmaster or other Tele or Strat. Now, Nella says, now that so many have YouTube Premium, more and more videos have ads built into the videos. Pisses me off. Really, I don't think I've seen that as much, but maybe like me saying, and we'll be back with a word from our sponsor, and then there's like an ad in that, like that kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. I think maybe there's a big market for that. I don't know. Um, but yeah. I dislike the ads. They're not as bad as Spotify. Spotify have the worst ads, lads. Let's just admit it. They're just terrible. Um, Greg says, I do all kinds of music in my duo and like to have the right tool. On average, I bring about 3 to 5 guitars to the gig and have double gig bags to fit any situation. Nice. Glenn says, hit that like button, peoples. Marcia's not feeling well tonight. You don't want to make her angry. Indeed. You don't want to make her angry. But we're doing all right. We've got 35 viewers and 34 likes. So, yeah, pretty sweet. We got about 14 minutes or so left. So I'll try and get through everything just to make sure. See, I don't know how far we are, but I know there's people in the chat now that I haven't got to yet. So let's try. Let me see. DMAC says, for the Canucks out there, any idea why the 1959 Les Pauls are on sale? Is it because of the new model that's released? I'm seeing the older 59s on sale now at Langham Quaid. I believe the older 59s are being sold off everywhere, DMAC. They're becoming harder and harder to get your hands on. So yeah, if they're on sale, that's because they're clearing them out. Ryan says, Jewish bagels are different. They're a bit sweet. And Eric says, Eric number one, I should say, says, I had a cousin try to give me a tea bag once. I'm just not touching that one. Glenn says, yeah, Andertons and Sweetwater blowing out their old 59s. Why does it sound inappropriate when you say it like that, Glenn? I don't know, but it just does. And Greg says, I'll usually do about 175 gigs a year, so I feel it's justified, so I don't get bored playing the same guitar on easier on frets. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Scott says sausage mule, and that's not what I wanted to convey in that story. Let me see then. Al says DMAC, those 15 Epi 59s are on sale because of the new release with the Gibson headstock and custom pickups. Yeah, custom buckers in those are pretty sweet. Richard Clark says, I've seen the Epi 1959 standard kit at some discounted prices in the States too. I assumed it was due to the new offering. Indeed. Vincent Doyle says, when anyone asks about the Brits thing, I tell them to watch the movie The Wind That Shakes the Barley. It's a very good movie. It's a very good movie. And yeah, absolutely. One to watch for sure. And glad I got that comment from Vincent because a whole shitload of things jumped in on top of me after that. So there we go. Eric, no, not Eric. Ryan says, number one, the real question is, did you stop him or did he do it wrong? Oh, the teabag thing. All right, I don't want to know. All right, let's see what we can get through in the next 10 minutes. Everyone says, Ryan, everything just went dark. I've no actual recollection of how that ended. Oh man. Rob says the D-back. I think most stores that still have the old Epi 59s are discounting them. Sweetwater's 59 aged cherry sunburst exclusive is down to 749. It's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. Ryan Byrne says Vincent Doyle, great movie. Michael Collins as well. Yeah, absolutely. Michael Collins is a very good movie. Yeah, enjoyable. Richard Clark says, Ryan Byrne, have you tried the Kinder Bueno? It's like the gourmet Twix and Kit Kat. I am addicted. The Bueno. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I'm kind of in the middle with it. It's not a go-to choice, let's be honest, for me anyway. Al says, I figure in the next 3 to 4 years, a new Epi LP will be released with rosewood boards and locking tuners. Possibly. We'll see. I mean, it's where do they go from what they have now? You know, it's going to be interesting to see. Ryan says, I have Richard. Awesome stuff. Let me see. DMAC says, Rob F, that's a great price. They're still over 1,000 Canadian, but a couple $100 lower. So that's something. Hey, it is. It is indeed. Benny says, Dave, your summary of Irish history makes me feel left out. Okay. I mean, you could at least have mentioned how Dublin got there. Well, let's say some people came from Scandinavia and they set it up. Let's leave it at that for the history of Dublin today. But but yeah, the old Vikings were very influential. Influential is not the right word, but you know they did it. They did it. It was yeah. Thanks, Benny. I'm glad we're on good terms now, my friend. Oh, any actual historian who watches Irish historian is going to watch my channel and hear that. Those just going to be like, no, Dave, just don't. Please don't ever speak for our people anymore. Anyways, Richard Clark says, I got an Epi 59 standard for $650 when they came out. I took a chance before everyone even knew they were incredible. Maybe my best guitar steal ever. Yeah, they did actually drop quite low. Actually, remember seeing them here for like $6.99 for a bit. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I think then they put the price back up to $9.99 on a lot of models that weren't even $9.99 before. Al says Dean is releasing their V's. They don't seem to give a yeah, they just want to piss Gibson off, I think is what it is. So I think they're resigned to how it's going. So was it brief? It could have been a pop-up book. It was so brief, it could have been a pop-up book. I don't know what that's referring to, Scott, but I'm gonna say good. Muddy says, oh, so now he's combining entries to boost up the SG. This fella has no shame. I have plenty of shame, sir. I was brought up Catholic. It's all about shame. What are you talking about? Rob F says to T-Mac, the non-Sweetwater exclusive old 59s are $9.99. I guess they're having trouble selling the faded Sweetwater version. Ryan says, Dublin was carved out by the beautiful River Liffey. That's one spin on it. Yeah, absolutely. I buy into that one. Dean have become a bad word over the last decade or so, in my opinion, says Scott. I can't say that word. I'll get kicked off YouTube. Greg says, was at the Gibson Garage a couple of weeks ago and played all the new Eppies. Everyone was better than I expected, and I already have a Sonichi ES355 and a DG335. Walked out with a white ES355 and a J200. Yeah, I remember you saying recently about that, and I'm quite jealous of that 355. Very cool guitar indeed. Um, so glad you have such cool guitars in your arsenal. Vincent Doyle says, new Motley Crue song out today. Not super impressive. Solo by J5 is basic enough for a super guitar player. And Benny letting me know that I'm about 18 minutes behind. Uh-oh. So I better try and catch up. Thanks, Benny. I do appreciate you putting in those little updates for me. Steve Cassidy guitar, great to see him. My friend says, just home from a gig. What did I miss? Full recap, please. We were talking about dudes who wear glasses on YouTube and have beards. Yeah, so you might want to go back and watch the whole thing just in case you came up. Um, but great to have you, Steve, in the chat. Always glad to have you with us. The new 59s are at 12.99s. I would rather get a 6.99 Epi standard and put the savings into upgrades. Yeah, look, that's a valid option as well, Rob. There is a gang, not a gang. There's a group that would say, look, all the upgrades are made already on the 59. You pretty much won't have to do a whole lot with them. Because custom bookers, don't forget the custom booker guitars or pickups in those guitars, they're worth $500 by themselves. And if then the standards, I think we're talking pro bookers, they're you can pick up pro bookers for about what, 60 to $80 a set. So there's a huge difference in the price of the pickups. That's where most of the money's going, and you get a case. So in actual fact, the price of the upgrades, I mean, you can probably upgrade the guitar cheaper, but you're still getting, I think there's good value in those 59s that even at that price point compared to what they could have brought them out at, which I was half expecting them to do. But hey, glad they came out a lot less. But your option is very good as well. I mean, it gives you more options as well. You can go to other pickup brands and stuff like that. Benny Larson says, you missed Irish history, Steve Cassidy guitar. You did. Just a really brief. Somebody asked me why we didn't have potatoes for a while. That's all. Just say it wasn't our fault. Nella says to Glenn, you must have had them on sale because they have left are $9.99 and $7.49 for one particular color. Scott says, YouTube just told me comments are not available. What the F? That happened before to me, but it always seems to be an error. So yeah, hopefully you're still good. Well, you are. You just were able to comment. Rob F says, Steve Cassidy guitar, really liked your Firebird like guitar video. I'm going to say it was great. I'm also going to let you know and be honest, I haven't seen it yet. It's on my watch later list, so I will get to it this weekend. But yeah, also great video, Steve. Well done. Steve Cassidy, just curious, what guitars do you play when gigging? Says Al, and I think you will like his answers because I've seen his gigging setup on his shorts. Glenn Bailey, I paid $7.22 a year ago. I got a great deal. My cousin used to be a sales engineer there. He's retired now. Bummer for me, says Nella. The new rep has treated me well so far, though. So there you go. Yeah, that'll be, as long as they're treating you well, it's all good. Nella says, Scott Bogfoot, did you just get a new Flying V? What model is it? And he says, it's the Kirk Hammett Epiphone Ebony. Let me see. The Epi 1959s come with Gibson pickups, correct? Says DMAC. The old version, like the couple of years old version, does indeed comes with burst bookers, I believe. The new versions come with custom bookers, which are higher up the list for Gibson. They're more prestigious, or so they say. Okay, so we're wrapping up in about 4 minutes. So let me see if I can get through a few things. Glenn says, Steve Cassidy guitars. A quick rundown of tonight's live stream. Dave doesn't like my taste in guitars. That's not true, Glenn. Because one of your personalities is called I like Pelham Blue guitars. I like that personality's taste in guitars. Todd Moore says, Scott Bogfoot, a top hat like that guy. You know, what's his name? The Monopoly guy. Exactly what Todd was looking for there. Glenn says this, Steve, damn it, all the comments have gone. Let me try. I really want to get through all the comments, so let's try and do it. Guitar was thinking about the Steve Cassidy guitar. Was thinking about the Michael Schenker V. I saw him in '86 or '87. He was playing one. Fell in love with that V. That night was in Hammerjacks in MD mid-size venue. I was 30 feet away. Not so bad, sir. Not so bad. Slash needs a cane and a monocle. Maybe in years to come he will do that. Yes, that would be fun. Glenn says, thanks for another great stream. You're welcome, my friend. I just turn up and see what you guys say, as it's you guys who create the great stream. So thank you so much for that. Ryan says, I saw Geddy Lee sold his 59 Les Paul for 215k at auction. I thought it went low, but I guess it's because he's a bass player. It is indeed. Severe Brand says, Gibson month at L&M Canada, and most guitars are on sale at the moment. You lucky people. Yeah, guitars on sale is always a good thing. Let me see, what else have we got? Most Canadian retailers are honoring the same prices as L&M. That's good to know. I saw Rush in 1980. I don't remember Geddy playing 3 instruments. I remember the hockey thing and 2 instruments. There you go. Benny says, thanks, Dave. Now I feel included again. You're welcome, Benny. I don't want you to feel left out ever, my friend. You're always welcome and I want you to be included. So it's all good. Glenn says, these polls are rigged. There's always an SG in them. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, the Les Paul's winning currently, and it's got like 2 minutes left to win. And if you guys say that the Les Paul is cooler, then we'll just have to see how many times Glenn voted before I say that that's the actual result. Adver says, are you a fan of Dave Simpson? I think Dave Simpson is very cool. I think he's a great guitar player. I like his channel a lot. So I guess I am. Yeah, Dave's very cool. Most people call Dave are terrible, but there's a few of us who are okay, and Dave Simpson is one of them. Todd Moore says, anyone who plays a BC Rich or a Dean is just compensating for something. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Glenn says, if it matters, I turn 60 tomorrow, so next week I might get off my lawn salty. They say that comes with age. That and imaginary guitars. All right, man. Well, happy birthday for tomorrow, sir. Congratulations on hitting 60. Yeah, I'm doing my best to catch up with you. I'll be there soon. Like in 18 years. But glad you let us know. Thanks, man. And happy birthday. Let me see. What else have we got? If it matters, that's that one. Okay. Don't say pro bookers around my guitars. They're cowering in the corner. Sorry, Richard. Didn't mean it, sir. Let me see. Glenn Bailey, happy 60th, sir. I'm not far behind you. 55. Just call me Uncle Salty. Uncle Salty H2O. All right, you guys are weird. Cellmate missed your message to Al. Says, Steve, I use a modded Jet JS400, but tonight I brought along an Ibanez Aces and a Squire Sonic Strat as I'm reviewing them soon. Very cool, Steve. Yeah. You can usually see Steve's setup when he's posted them on his YouTube Shorts, which is very cool. So if you're following his channel, just click onto the Shorts thing and you'll see. I think it's on Shorts, right, Steve? Or maybe it's on Instagram. I'll follow you somewhere where you show your setup. So it's all good. But definitely check out, if you're not subscribed to Steve Cassidy Guitar, do it now, right after the live stream. DMAC says, thanks for another great hang, everyone. Another solid stream through Chord Dave. Thank you, DMAC. I really appreciate it, sir. Let me see. Rob F says, there are 47 votes, yet only 30-something viewers. Rather odd, don't you think? Well, that's concurrent viewers. Throughout the stream, we usually get about 100 and 150 viewers who pop in and out. So a lot of people didn't vote, I would say. Maybe. We'll see. Where are we? 47 is definitely odd, Steve. Rob F says, thank you, Dave. Great chatting with you. Thank you, sir. Great chatting with you. Todd Moore says, peace and love to you all, and thanks so much for your well wishes. Look forward to typing right-handed and playing all 3 of the chords that Dave knows. Till next time, take care. You take care, Todd, as well. Great to have you with us, and we're glad you're doing well enough to type left-handed. It's all good, sir. And yeah, we'll talk to you again soon. Steve Cassidy guitarist. No, sorry, not Steve Cassidy guitar. Ryan Burns says, I like Dave Simpson. I just find that he rambles a lot. I fast forward quite a bit in his videos. Benny says, by the way, Dublin means the same as Tallinn and Gdansk. And the shield of Tallinn even has a Danish flag in it, because that's where God gave it to us. True story, and it includes nudity. Well, there you go. Yeah, there's a lot of Viking history in Ireland, and it's if you go to any of the heritage parks and places like that, they do go through. In fact, not far from me, there is a rebuild of a Viking ship, which is very interesting and cool, and Viking lodgings or whatever they call them. I don't know, but very interesting, Benny. I do thank you for your cultural injection to my peoples. It's probably the nicest way of saying it from from my history lessons. Um, anyways, does Dave use an iPhone? I do, sir. Yeah, it's a, what do you call it? A hangover from the time I worked at Apple. I no longer work there, so I can say that. But there you go. It's all good. Um, Steve Cassidy says, "Thank you for the shout, Dave. You are welcome, my friend." And Scott says, "Thanks for everything." Dave, great show as always. It's been super cool, guys. Thanks for hanging with me. I love these 90-minute shows. I know, they just feel a lot better for me, so we're going to stick with it for as long as I can. The poll was fun to talk about. 47% chose Les Pauls, which is the front runner. So let's just say Les Pauls are cooler than Tellys. That's what you guys decided. And then there's also a small faction of the group here that are correct and prefer SGs. Anyways, it's been fun hanging with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will have some videos out this week, or at least that is the plan. So we'll do our best to have that happen. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you so much. All the best to all of you guys, but especially Todd for the week ahead. And go over now and subscribe to Steve Cassidy Guitar. My name is Chord Dave. I'll be back in another guitar related video very soon. But until then, take care.